This is the Tarot and Oracle forecast for Scorpio for the month of October 2017. If you would like to book a personal or private reading, or my absolute favorite to do, the soulmate reading, then you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you could book a reading via the website. I will leave a link in the description box below. Scorpio, we're going to start with your relationship reading. That's any one-on-one relationship, your best friend, your business partner, your spouse, your soulmate. And then we're going to move on to your general forecast, followed by your soul path evolution. Now, if we look at your relationship reading, you'll see you get the soulmate card, stardust, and adventure. So the relationship reading for October, definitely the point of focus is your soulmate. Now, your soulmate can be your best friend. It can even be a family member. It can be your pet, whomever this is. Whichever relationship is front and foremost in your mind, this is the relationship that is going to be under the spotlight in October. The Stardust card speaks about faith and hope and trust, and the Adventure card means you're going to be led somewhere you haven't been before. We say with the Adventure, that adventure is comprised of two parts. It's part fun and it's part challenge. That's what makes an adventure. It's the fun part of it that sort of balances out the challenges. But no adventure is without its challenges. The Stardust card reminds us to keep the trust and the faith and the hope in this equation. So if we look at this, I think that your soulmate is going to be leading you off on a journey somewhere. It could be a metaphorical journey or a physical journey. So for some of you, they're literally going to be saying, let's go here, or they have to go somewhere. For others of you, they're going to say, let's change the way we do things. But it's a journey nonetheless, but it is an adventure. So even though you may be apprehensive at first, remember this is going to be good for you in the long run. I pulled an extra 2 cards just to have a look at what could possibly be under the spotlight here where your relationship is concerned. And it's the anticipation and that card of hope, the card of joy. So keep anticipating that this is going to turn out beautifully. It's going to be peaceful. It's going to be joyful in the end. But the journey has to be gotten through first. It's actually quite a lot of readings, and some of the star sign readings are showing that for the month of October. So just keep the faith. Just know that where this is heading will lead to peace in the end. It will lead to joy in the end. It is going to be an adventure. In other words, you're going to be led along a trail you haven't walked before. You're going to go through a life situation you're not familiar with. This applies as well if you're looking for a new relationship. Keep that faith, keep the hope, keep the trust. Keep expecting a good, lovely, peaceful, joyful relationship to come into your life. Even though the path you're walking at the moment to finding that relationship may not seem as if that could be the end result. It may be that there's just too much adventure, that is challenge, but you're going to get there. Just keep the faith. Okay, if we look at your general forecast, you get the Justice card, the 4 of Air, and the 5 of Air. Now, as I've said in virtually every single reading video I've done so far for October, there's a very, very fated element to October. Everybody is getting either the cast in stone or the Justice card, which are fated elements. For you guys, this is about a situation coming into your life that is going to leave you feeling possibly slightly disappointed, and possibly there's conflict involved as well. I pulled another 2 cards for that 5 of Air card, and you get loyalty, devotion, and written communication. So I think written communication is going to come in. It's going to be an email. Does anyone send letters anymore? Anyway, it's written correspondence, whether it's typewritten on your computer or your mobile phone, whatever it may be, or it's an actual letter or an email. Remember, this communication is going to question your loyalty and devotion. What you're going to need to do in the end is accept the fact that you may not agree, that you need to agree to disagree. You may have to accept the fact that you see life or this situation differently to what somebody else sees. They're going to have a very fast, steadfast opinion of how things are, and you're going to have your idea of how things are. And the 2 of you may not be able to find, and there may be more than 2 of you. It may be you and your spouse and another group of family members. It may be you and a whole group of people within a project or at work, whatever the case may be, there's going to be a point when you're just going to have to accept the fact that you see things differently and they see things differently. And the resolution will only be found in accepting that we all have different ideas of how things work and how to go forward. So just remember that, because that seems to be the answer. That seems to be the resolution. When you decide, well, we are not going to agree on this, we need to agree to disagree on this, then you're going to be seeing the way forward. And that's going to lead into the beginning of November, because that's where the story ends for October. If we look at your soul path evolution, in other words, the soul path is what your soul actually wants you to experience through these outward situations that are going to come into your life. It wants you to learn something and experience something. You get the Two of Swords, and you get the Desire card, okay? So this is very much about, there's no black and white. You see the healing coming up in that. You have to accept that it's not good and it's not bad. It's not going to be this and it's not going to be that. And when you accept that life is duality, as this card speaks about, not polarity. In other words, there's always two sides to a story. And depending on which side of the fence you are standing on, that is the side of the story that you will see and believe. And if you hop to the other side of the fence, that's the story you will see and believe. When one realizes that everybody has their particular view of how things work, that's when the healing starts. It's when we try and convince people to see things our way that the fragmentation happens, basically. That Desire card speaks about knowing what you need and what you want can possibly be two different things. It says, the expectancy little message says, yes, be open to always wanting something. The only way we move forward in life is by our wants and our needs. Otherwise, we would stay right where we are and we would never evolve. So our wants and our needs are very much part of the human experience. But we do need to temper that with realizing, what do I actually genuinely need in my life compared to what all that list of things that I want. That's also a message coming up a lot at the moment. So have a think about that, because that is also a way to finding out what to do in October. What do you really genuinely want? And from there, you respond to what is happening in your life. Right, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed that reading and that it helps you along in October. If you would like a personal reading or a private reading or that absolutely incredible soulmate reading, it really is a wonderful reading, you can contact me at theoracletimes@gmail.com, or you can book a reading via the website. I'll put links in the description box below. And I want to thank you for watching and listening and commenting and liking and subscribing, and to those of you that email me too. Thank you so much.